Oh wow, you came back again? Well, I guess I gotta go ahead and give you what you came for, huh? Today we are going to be making some Jamaican Akee and saltfish for my lunchical, dinner-ish type thing that I got going on. I didn't have breakfast today. So let me go ahead and introduce the seasonings that we're gonna be using. Okay? We have a chopped tomato here. We have some minced garlic here. You can also use fresh garlic. I have some scallions, which is green onions, some regular onions, some green, yellow, and red peppers, and that scotch bonnet pepper. You know what I'm saying. We also have our Jamaican Akee, which is a fruit in Jamaica. So this is a canned Akee that I went ahead and drained. Now you can use fresh Akee, but just make sure you know what you're doing in that case. Also have our salted codfish, which I had sitting in water for the last hour. Now some people like to also boil their codfish when they're making this dish as a way to ensure that you get all the salt off, but because I don't put salt in the dish, I just let it sit for the 1 hour and that's it, and then I just cook it up. I don't boil it or anything like that because you're not going to put salt in the dish, so you know you want to make sure the flavor is still there. Now we're gonna go ahead and get started with this meal. Along with my Akee and saltfish, I'm going to be making dumpling, which I'll show you guys how to make that in a moment once we get everything else set up, and fried plantains. I already have them cut up. We're gonna fry them. So let's go ahead and introduce our pots that we have as well. I have my cast iron here with some oil that I'm gonna fry my plantains in. I have water back here. It has water, salt, and oil, as you can see in it, and that's where I'm gonna fry my dumplings. Now when you make this dish, you can make it with rice and peas, you can make it with white rice, you can use yam, green banana, all that good stuff. I'm just doing dumpling and plantains. That's all me and my daughter like anyways, so that's what we'll be having. And in this pot here I have a little bit of olive oil because I'm about to put all my veggies in there, get that started, then you're gonna see what we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and turn on this pot back here. We're gonna put that on like a medium high heat and let this oil get nice and hot. And you know, don't judge my pans, they're all very much loved. They get use, you know. Hopefully, you know, I'll be able to afford new pans soon, but for now I'm very happy with my pans. They get the job done. I would also recommend, as you guys see how I have everything laid out here, it definitely is better to just make sure you have everything ready so that when it's time to go, baby, it is time to go. Go ahead and take my hands and I'm going to break up my saltfish, my salted fish, let me call it that for you guys, with my hands, like literally just ripping it apart like this. That's all I'm doing, is ripping it apart so that when it's time to add it in, I can just drop it in there. Okay. This is definitely one of my favorite dishes because you can have this for breakfast, you can have this for lunch, you can have it for dinner. Like I said, I'm having it for like a lunch right now. It's like the afternoon, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and add my fish in there, my salted cod fish up in the party, up in the jam. Perfect. Let's get a nice stir. And last but not least, I'm just gonna go ahead and add my Akee as well because it's all gonna cook together. So you know, just get everything in there. As long as the vegetables had a little time to shine on their own. Absolutely gorgeous. I'm gonna go ahead and add my seasonings, which will be black pepper, about a tablespoon of black pepper. All over just like that. All-purpose seasoning, about half a tablespoon of that. Some complete seasoning, yeah, about a full tablespoon. Nah, that was about half a tablespoon. I have some thyme leaves, If you have fresh thyme, you can just do like 2-3 sprigs of it, but I'm using dried thyme, so I'm just gonna spread it all over. Last but not least, I'm going to add my favorite seasoning, which is garlic powder. About a tablespoon of that. Well, that was like half a tablespoon, to be honest. I don't need no more than that. And I'm gonna go ahead and let my Akee cook down, and I'm gonna move on to my dumpling. All right, so let's go ahead and get our dumplings ready. So for your dumplings, you're gonna wanna use about, let me actually measure it then. For me, I'm just trying to make enough for me and my 3-year-old daughter. So I'm just gonna use about 1 cup of flour. That should be able to give me like 4 dumplings. And let's just say that's about half a tablespoon of salt. Mix that up. Some cold water, and I'm gonna add my cold water to this dough. It don't gotta be ice cold, but you know, just don't use hot water. And we're gonna stir this up. I turned my Akee down. I'm a flavor girl. If you don't get that by now, I am a flavor girl, okay? All I care about is, does it taste good? Can I say and bang my kitchen table when I eat it? That's all I need to know. All right, so we're gonna form this into a dough. So now I got my little dough, okay? Little dough ball. So I'm just gonna take some, roll it up to a ball. Flatten it out. Uh-oh, frying the wrong thing. And you know, make it a little dumpling. You want to pinch the middle. You want to make sure the middle isn't like super thick. Thick. You know? Get it to form as much as you can. At least that's what I do. That's my tactic. Make it look as presentable as possible. Into the pot that goes. And my pot back there is on a medium high. All right, another one. This one I'll make a little bit bigger for me. Form that bad boy up. Pinch my edges, get my middle. Some people do it like this. All types of tactics to get your desired result. Into my pot that goes. Alrighty, so the dumplings will probably take like 8 minutes or so to cook. Nothing too serious, nothing too long. You know, just make sure the water is boiling or whatnot. My water wasn't all the way boiling, but that's because it was popping up into this pot. Last but not least, I'm gonna go ahead and get my plantains into this oil. Now I'm gonna turn the front oil down just a little bit, because as you see all that steam coming out of there, yeah, we don't want too much steam. And don't mind the mess that I just made, like with seasoning and stuff. I always always clean after I finish cooking. But yeah, you want to get your plantains in here, because those are also gonna take like, you know, like 4 minutes on each side, so about a good 8 minutes as well. And then your whole meal will be done. So, contrary to popular belief, cooking is really not that hard. Especially what I learned with Caribbean cooking, it's about the preparation. If you are prepped, the cooking part is easy. Just get prepped. Season up your food the night before. You know, get everything ready. Slice up all your onions and peppers and all that stuff. Whenever you go food shopping, just cut all your peppers up right away. Cut all your peppers up, cut all your onions up, and store it in the fridge so that every time you're ready to cook, boom, you got everything already cut up and ready for you. I'm just gonna go ahead and flip them. Sometimes cooking isn't a science. Sometimes cooking really is just looking with your 2 eyes, seeing what needs to be done, and doing it. And I'm also going to turn the fire down so that they can soak and get, you know, how we like them to be. And in cases like this where I do want it to soak in, I will stab them up with forks just to make sure that it soaks in without burning them. I can hear this bubbling up now too. So I'm gonna take this off now that I got it bubbled up, because you know I don't want it to over boil and spill out into all of this oil. That will not be a good look. You see how quick this was, guys? Easy peasy. Just because something seems intimidating doesn't mean that it is. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull my plantains because they seem nice and soft now. Oh, see. Gotta be careful with that. All right, so my dumplings are done. They're all floating up to the top. Take it out and add it on the plate. This is my daughter's plate of food. This is for mama. Oh yeah. Do y'all figure deal me or nah? Let's go eat. All right, guys, so this is my finished product. So I know it doesn't look the most beautiful. I'm not a beautiful cook, okay? I cook for flavor. It looks good and it looks flavorful in person. So let's go ahead and taste it. Oh God, I haven't had Akee Saltfish for like maybe 3 weeks. Needed it. And then let's get the sweetness of the plantain with it. Let's get the sweetness of the plantain. My daughter started clapping too, and she's shaking her head like, yes, mama, you did it. We have a Akee. Put some saltfish with that. Dumpling. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy the rest of my meal. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you try it. If you know how to make yours prettier than mine, kudos to you. Make sure you send me pictures of it on my Instagram. That's in the description. And thank you guys so much. Bye.